video. So this is not the regular fancy beauty sit down video, but look at this car, white, beautiful, yeah, right? So like, this is my third attempt in China make this video. The first one I found out the rain was so noisy in the video. The second one because of insufficient space on transferring the video to my laptop, I mistakenly deleted the video. I don't know why all that is happening, but I'm actually pushing myself to actually make this video. And one thing I want to say to you all is, if you're gonna stick to the extent of like to the last of this video, I promise you it's gonna change your life, just like it's changing mine. And I don't know the main reason why it feels like something is affecting me too. Actually, for me to make the video and upload this one reason or the other, but this is the third one, and let's see how it goes. And hopefully this will be the last. The video is all about the book Trading in the Zone that I've been reading so far. So if you have not read the book, I urge you to go read the book, because some of you all might have the book or you're dreading to read the book. Some of you all might not have access to the book because it takes a great deal of effort to actually find some trading books here in Nigeria, especially any book concerning trading. Okay, so if you have the book and you're dreading, I urge you to start reading the book as soon as possible, because you're going to have a lot of mindset shifts from it. Firstly, I'm happy and grateful for the Discord I joined recently and the task which you've been given, and it's been really impactful in my life. Okay, so firstly, because of the group, I started looking into law of attraction and why reading Trading in Zone. These two things intertwined. Can you all agree with me that basically everything we do in our life is based off from our belief? Our beliefs, like how we dress, what we eat, how we speak, how we behave, are fundamentally sought from our beliefs. Okay, and this was what Mark Douglas was trying to teach. And the environment which you stay in would consistently, should I say, show up as the belief you live in. And it's only when you open your mind that you can be able to assess the other informations that you can find in your environment. And then Bob Proctor was talking about changing your paradigm, and then Mark Douglas was talking about changing your belief. These two things are the same thing. And when Bob Proctor was talking about changing your paradigm, I was like, what is paradigm? Paradigms are what you've been programmed as a kid through the repetition of informations. Okay, you're constantly repeating the same thing over and over again, days, months, weeks, years. That's how I'm able to speak an English. That's how I'm able to speak Igbo. Okay, it wasn't processed from birth. I wasn't born with it. So Mark Douglas was talking about changing your beliefs, because it is the belief you have about the market that it's actually affecting you not seeing consistent results in your trading. And what are these beliefs? These beliefs are something we've, shall I say, come in contact with, that we can become successful in a twinkling run of eye trading, or the belief that we've already been fed with the amount of those we've been told in our lives, how we should not dream big, we should cut our coats according to our sizes. Yes, that cut your coat according to your sizes might be a good belief, but it can also be misinterpreted in different ways. Okay, for example, let me say I say that dressing decently to cover up my body attracts good people to talk to me, or attracts people generally to talk to me. Okay, there's some people who still believe that dressing openly or exposing some part of your body attracts people to talk to them. Can you see? These are two different beliefs, but they work hand in hand. But one thing you have to understand is, what is the right belief? Anything that works is the right belief, and that's what Mark Douglas said. And he went as far as explaining that you cannot, should I say, diminish beliefs, but rather what you can do is to deactivate and bring the belief to a non-functional level and increase the belief of the right belief to a higher much level. You and I know that anything can happen in this trading market. You and I know that there's a random distribution between losses and win on any variable that makes up an edge. And you and I also knows that your edge is also a high probability, only a high probability of one thing happening over another. And you and I know that you don't need to know what is going to happen next in the market to actually make money. And you and I know that everything that happens in the market is unique. Okay, so these are reality of trading, and these are the beliefs that works in the environment of trading. And this is the belief that McDouglas is trying to help us have. Okay, and being able to switch off the other beliefs you have about trading and switching on the energy you have learned from this book from trading. How can you do that? And it went as far as telling you that repeating something with passion once doesn't make it a subconscious part of you. And in Proctor said that your conscious mind is where you are able to think and you're able to create. But why then, since you're trying to change the results, why are you not able to change the results? It is blocked by the subconscious level, which is called the paradigm. Okay, and it is only when you consciously, actively work on what you've thought or what you've created in your conscious mind that you can be able to do what? Bring it to your body, like the vibration for it to be able to cause a change. And it was like, how was the paradigm created? It was created through repetition of information. And how can the paradigm be changed? The paradigm can be changed also through repetition of information. And I was like, okay, if McDouglas said that you need to change these beliefs and have the right beliefs in the right environment where it can work, how can I do that? I was like, okay, I could have it in my walls. So I already have them in my walls. I'm constantly repeating them over and over again to make it a conscious part of me and bring it to a functional level. And while reading the book as well, he said the only way you can tackle a mistake before you can do it, that's the first defense before a mistake is made, is observe and catch yourself when you think about it. Because the last defense you have before you make a mistake is when you've already done it. And before you know it, you have experienced it and you're already feeling frustrated and agitated. So I went as far as reflecting. I was like, okay, how can I actually use these 5 fundamental truths and consciously bring them to my trading? And here is what I want to share with you all. Okay, so firstly, I was like, if you come in contact, I know there are times whereby we want to take a trade and come into the market and we're feeling overwhelmed by analysis paralysis. Like there's this constant headache, there's this emotional stress, and I'm like, how can I use this belief to tackle this belief? I was like, first of all, one of the beliefs in the 5 fundamental reality of trading says that my edge is only a high probability of one thing happening over another. So what I need to do is now to be like, I need to look for my edge, and if I can't find my edge, then I certainly don't have anything to do in this market, or I certainly don't have any trade to take. And then whenever I want to take a trade and I'm about to over risk, you can, before you do anything, you're going to think about it. First thing you should know is the belief of anything can happen. So at the end of the day, all I can do is to reduce my risk or maintain my risk, because with the knowledge and awareness of knowing that anything can happen in this market, positively or negatively, because you have come to a point whereby you see this setup, you be like, this is A+ setup, it has to work out, it's going to work out. And when you click the buy or sell button, and boom, this trade goes against you. And you be like, how? This is supposed to be a winning trade. This is supposed to be. And then I went as far as reflecting as I come into the market, and I feel like when I take a trade, or when I want to take a trade, I feel like I need to know what price is going to do next. That's, I'm trying to add other variables to my trading methodology to confirm that I need to take this trade. Then the energy or the belief I need to extract from the 5 fundamental truths of trading is that I don't need to know what is going to happen next in this market to actually make money from this market. I think the last but not the least is whenever the outcome of the trade comes out, it can be a win, it can be a loss, it can be a mistrade, and the energy or the belief I need to extract is that there's a random distribution between losses and win in any variable that makes up an edge. Because you and I know that this is actually true, because no strategy works 100% of the time, and that your strategy doesn't work now doesn't mean you should change it and hop into another one. So you should understand that there's a random distribution between losses and win. Okay, that's energy or the belief you need to use at that point. And then whenever you come into the market, before you even want to trade, you're already thinking of prolonging on how much is going to take you for you to trade your plan, how much time is going to take for you to execute, what price is going to do next. McDonald's went as far as saying that before you can become successful in the market is through the not knowing. Because if you start projecting your belief, which your beliefs are, your expectations are your projected belief into the future, at the end of the day, you're already having an interpretation of what the market is going to be like, and if it doesn't meet your expectation, that's where you feel frustrated and agitated. And the belief you can actually have is that everything that happens in the market is unique, because if you're able to know what is going to happen next, there's no uniqueness in it again. Uniqueness is something that is different or something that you didn't expect to happen. So you should tune into the belief that everything is unique. So eventually we concluded this video, because I said this is my third attempt of actually making this video. And one thing I want to share with you all is that I already have all these pictures on my notes, and I really didn't know what they mean. These pictures are from somebody I look up that inspires me a lot, Smitana Forex, whereby she says for you to be able to become successful in this trading environment, it requires self-awareness, and not only self-awareness, it requires mental reprogramming. Okay, so this reprogramming my mentor was talking about, I never knew what it meant up to this age, and it baffled me that this is what it's required for me to shift my perspective to what it should be. Because the environment I have found myself steadily has been an environment that tells me that I cannot achieve something great, environment that tells me no, environment that makes me not to accept my mistakes and learn from it. Because simply, what is mistakes? Mistakes can be like, okay, we are going on a journey like this, and then we make a mistake and we just jumped and enter the hole, and we go back again. All right, when we go back again, coming back there should be, oh, I knew what I did here, I should try to improve. And when you improve, you're laying the bridge for you to be able to cross over to the next stage. And once you cross over to the next stage, you're going into a next stage. And when you get to the next stage, if you should make same mistakes again, you can be able to just repeat the same pattern. So I want to encourage you all that trading is repetitiveness, and repetition is the mother of, but I think I'm just going to pop it here, but it's the mother of this. Then consistency is the father of success. Trading is not a get rich quick, and the amount of time you spend, and do not pressure yourself into this. Okay, take your time and allow yourself to get in sync with it. And another thing is that you should put yourself in environments of people that inspire you and not tire you, because there's a saying that says that you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So you should always surround yourself in an environment that inspires you and not an environment that tires you. And why I urge you all to read the book is because if you're planning to go to somewhere you don't know or how to get there, you should invest in people that are already there, because they know something that you don't know in their knowledge. Okay, so I hope this video was insightful and you learned something from it. And if you did so, leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. Every step you take in, you're a step closer to the golden mine. Okay, and if you don't quit, you don't lose. Okay, and everything that before you can be able to change your life, you need to change your mindset, and everything starts from here. Okay, peace.